Hey guys, it's Lily. Today I'm bringing you my experience with the RealReal. I told you I would. And overall it's a good experience. There's going to be some negative points in here, but you know, in the end you'll understand why I say that. But first, not to beat a dead horse, but I'm going to beat a dead horse. Last year, my first encounter with the RealReal was I was traveling and I had gotten this beautiful plum-colored Bottega Veneta handbag in a thread-up designer box. Well, I hand carried it into the RealReal and got ushered into this nice, fancy office, and with a girl that could not have been more than 25 years old. Not saying that's a bad thing. There are some very mature 25-year-olds. She deemed it as not authentic. Okay, fine. Well, you know, we get non-authentic items from thredUP all the time. At least I have. So I take it back. Not a problem. I give it to my daughter-in-law, who sells designer items on different platforms. Not Poshmark. She doesn't like Poshmark. So she took it or sent it into Bottega Veneta themselves, or to one of their people somewhere. I'm not really sure. They deemed it authentic, gave her a certificate of authenticity, so it wasn't one of these fly-by-night companies that, you know, there's several out there that you can use, and I say that word loosely because for the most part, you know, I think they're all legit. But this was from Bottega Veneta themselves. So what had happened was the liner had been replaced at some point, and they did not put the tag back in. Anyway, so it was deemed authentic, and then she turned around and sold it for $800. So that was my first experience with RealReal, and that was a little bit over a year ago. And so I didn't really mess with them at all until just recently because of that. And I'll tell you why. Because if you send an item in to the RealReal and they deem it as a fake or not authentic, they confiscate it. Well, had I have mailed that bag in, they would have confiscated it and I would have been out $800. So, yeah. So understandably, after all that information and the sale and the certificate of authenticity on that specific bag, I really didn't want to even mess with the RealReal because they broke that trust with me with my very first encounter with them. But you know, over the year, I hear a lot of other resellers, they send their stuff into the RealReal. And some of them send it in, you know, not caring if it comes back authentic or not, because they don't have to deal with it. That's fine. But I go to great lengths to authenticate my items, and you know, I get them and I don't list them for a very long time, because until I am 100% sure, I don't list them. Well, recently, September, and I have notes here, so excuse me, I'm going to have to be looking up and down because I cannot do this off the fly because I just got too much going on. I can't remember everything. On the 2nd of September, I sent in 9 items that I pulled from my Poshmark closet. Things that have been sitting for a year or more. Most of the items, all but one item came from thredUP DIY designer boxes. And they've been sitting listed in my closet for over a year. Some activity here and there, but you know, nothing great. Of course, obviously they didn't sell. So I thought, well, okay, they're just taking up real estate space in my house. So I'm going to give them another shot. Well, when I started filling out the form on RealReal and things that I wanted to send in, I immediately got a text message from my person, and I'm not going to tell you her name. I don't even know if she's still there because she's not responded back to me since the 22nd of September. She might just be having a bad day. or my message got lost, or you can't call her. She only communicates through text message, which is okay, but you know, sometimes text messages get misinterpreted. I find that a lot when I'm texting somebody, especially somebody I know. You know, sometimes things don't come across the way you want it to come across, and it's offensive or just not relayed properly. Anyway, I don't think that was the case in our messages. I think maybe she's just not there anymore. I don't know. Needless to say, I sent 9 items in. And yes, I sent in my all-time favorite Salvatore Ferragamo shoes. I think I sent in 5 pair. 5 pair. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I sent in 4 pair. 4 pair. All right, so anyway, so I sent in all 9 items on the 2nd of September. I think they got it on the 5th or 6th of September. It was the day after the holiday that they received them, because I got a message saying that they received them and they were processing. Well, within a couple days, most of the shoes that I sent in were listed. The clothes took a lot longer. In fact, there's still one item that has been accepted but not processed, and being processed. They just haven't priced it yet, so it's not live. So 8 out of the 9 items that I sent in went live. Most went live within the first 2 weeks. The clothes took a little bit longer, more like 3 weeks. So, you know, point with that is, if you're sending in clothing items, it's going to take them a lot longer to process them than shoes. I don't have any experience with jewelry or handbags yet, because I haven't sent any of those in. But clothing takes a long time. I made sure that all my stuff was clean. There was no flaws. I didn't send them in things that had flaws. And I think that's where a lot of people make their mistake, and they just shove things at them. They don't care if they have flaws. So things don't sell. Or they send things back. Luckily, they accepted all of mine. I was happy about that, but you know, you guys know I'm pretty extensive in my cleaning and stuff. So, you know, I don't just throw shit at them, excuse my language, but I don't do that. Just like I don't sell it that way. All right, so let's get down to what I sent. And I will, as we go, I don't know which side they're going to go up on. Probably this side. I'm not really sure. I will put up photos or the actual listings on the RealReal of my items. No, sir, not the TV right now. You can play on your tablet.
Watch TV upstairs?
Or you can watch TV upstairs, yes. Okay. My only bug is home on fall break this week. So my work schedule has not ceased, but it's interrupted multiple times a day. Okay, so, all right, let's get back. Where were we? We were telling you what I sent in. So I will put up pictures on the screen of everything, and the first items, I have sold already 4 items. 4 out of the 9. 8 live. So that's half of what I sent in I have sold in a month's time. So, you know, pretty good, right? So I'm going to give you the unsold ones first. All right, so I have an Alice and Olivia halter neck mini dress. Now, this dress retailed for $780. They listed it for $60. And throughout this whole thing, you'll see what I don't like. One of the things I really don't like about the RealReal is that right off the bat, newly listed items, they offer a 20% off coupon. Well, I think that's a little steep for newly listed items. I mean, do you agree with that? You know, anyway, they listed this dress for $60. It is not sold yet. And like I said, they're offering an automatic upfront before it even sits on the site for an hour, a 20% off coupon. And in a little bit, I'll go over with you the percentages of commission you make based on the amount of the sale. Okay, and so another one that has not sold is a pair of Salvatore Ferragamo pumps. They have listed for $40. And then another pair of Salvatore Ferragamo. I can't even say it. I hate them shoes so much. Pink ballet flats. They're really cute. They were in excellent condition. They've got them listed for $45.50 with a 30% off coupon. I mean, they don't even give time for people to buy them at full price, which is already pretty low compared to, you know, what they're selling for on other sites. But again, they weren't moving for me. And I had these ones specifically priced really high because they were unique and in my mind special. So, but you know, I kind of agree with their pricing. I just don't agree with the commission split on things that are that low. And then another pair of Salvatore Ferragamo black leather pumps listed for $40 with a 20% coupon right out the door. The last thing that is still not live, it was this cute shirt, and I almost kept it. It was a Moschino Jeans vintage from the 1990s. It's like a polo. They're calling it a polo. I call it a pirate shirt. It ties up the front. It was really cute, and I thought about keeping it, and I held on to it for quite a while. But they've not priced it yet, and it's been almost 6 weeks that they've had it in their possession. That to me is a little bit long. So I'm hoping that they don't price it at some ridiculously low price that is going to make me wish that I would have kept it and give me nightmares, you know, because it was a cute shirt. As you can see, it's going to be on the screen here. All right, so let's talk about the things that did sell. Within a day, I sold my first 2 items within 24 hours of them listing it. Now, mind you, they also gave 20% off coupon right out the door. So, the first thing that sold was a pair of Salvatore Ferragamo leather pumps. And they sold, I don't remember what they sold for. I believe it was in the 40s, like 45, 47, something like that. My commission on those was only 30% because it was below $50. So my commission was only $13. Well, not great, considering they took 70% when Poshmark takes 20%. But again, they've been sitting for over a year, so I moved them. Okay, so the next thing that sold almost immediately was the Alexander Wang cutout heel boots. Now those sold for $196. And that was also with a coupon right out the door, but my commission on those were $108. I got 55% on that, so that wasn't too bad. So I got $108. And then this next one also sold the first day, but it was returned. Gianvito Rossi black python mule heels, beautiful shoes, excellent condition. They didn't even mark them excellent. They marked them very good. I think they might have been worn for an hour based on the footbed and the bottom soles. There were very few scratches on it. I mean, they were just pristine condition. Black python. They don't have them listed as black python, and they listed them for a ridiculous price of $125. These retail well over $1,000, and they sold immediately. Well, why wouldn't they, right? Because, I mean, it was a steal. I have turned down $180 offers on these shoes on Poshmark. And if you look up the comps on this exact shoe, sold comps, they're $300-400. Easy. 450, 485. I think I saw one. Couldn't get any communication with these shoes. From my person, the sizing is off. They say we're like a 38.5, but they actually, the way that they're made, that style of shoe is actually better for a size 7. Well, they got returned, obviously, for that reason, because someone thought they were buying a 38.5 shoe, and they only marked it as saying a half a size smaller. Well, it's more like a whole size, maybe a size and a half smaller on this specific designer. Hey, go. So anyway, they were returned. They sold again immediately. Again, no discount. So, you know, that makes me think, well, they know it's going to sell for that price. Quick, easy sale. Just put a low price on them. They didn't offer a discount to anybody. You know, so my brain is going, okay, I see what they're doing. But I cannot get anybody to talk to me about those shoes. So they immediately sold again, like I said, same price, $125. So I'm waiting at this point to see if they file a return for size again, because it's not going to be for anything else but size. But I was really upset about those because, like I said, I had turned down 2 offers of $180 to $200 on those shoes because I wasn't ready to sell them, give them away yet, if that makes sense. You know, and then I would be making 80% of that, not, you know, this measly 30% that I'm going to be getting from the RealReal at $125, which is a steal. And they won't listen to me about the sizing. Actually, they won't even respond back to me. My person won't. I will say the processing team, whoever, you know, processes photographs and prices or whatever, maybe that's who I needed to call on those shoes. It's a little late now unless I get a return. If I get another return on those shoes, I'm going to be calling somebody different than my person, because the pricing is ridiculously low and it's just not appropriate for those shoes. So we'll see on that, but I'll be calling in different people. But the processing team, I mean, I'm constantly getting emails and updates on when something goes live, if something has sold. Those emails come in, but that's not my person sending me those emails. All right, so let's go over the percentages a little bit. What you make, what your percentage of the commission is, what you make. If it is less than $50, or up to $50, your commission is 20%. Up to $95, your commission is 30%. Up to $145 is 40%. Up to $195 is 50%. And then anything above that is 55% or higher, depending on your status. Now, right now, I'm an insider, so, you know, which is the lowest level. So I'll get 55% for anything that sells over $195. But soon, I'm up for the next level, which will kick me up to 60%. Yeah, it will kick me up to 60% of anything over $195. And, you know, they have different levels. And, you know, it's really hard to understand initially when you first start. But it gets easier. Like the questions I was asking her that she never responded to, I figured it out myself. But it took me a few hours when all she had to do was pick up the phone and we'd be done in 5 minutes. So that was irritating to me because time is money for me. And I would have appreciated her just clearing that up in 5 minutes instead of me spending 2 hours trying to, you know, figure it out myself. I think since she's making a commission off of my sales and probably the same commission I'm making. I don't know how they work it, and then the RealReal gets the rest. You know, I think they should be a little bit more responsive, because I had 11 more items. She was pushing me to send more items in because, you know, I send nice items in. They're clean, they're ready to go, they don't have to do anything. I pulled 11 more items to send, but when I didn't hear from her, I put them back for sale in my Poshmark closet and put them back in inventory, because, you know, I've got to have that communication. I don't know about you guys, but that's important to me, that I have that communication with whoever I'm dealing with on a more personal level. All right, so where were we? Talked about those. Okay, so the last item that sold, also sold within 24 hours of it going live, was the vintage from 2001, the Cartier Blazer, automatic 10% off, and it sold within 24 hours, and it sold for $94.50, and my commission was 40%, so I made $38 off of that. So yeah, you know, is it worth it? We'll talk about that in a few minutes. My take on the whole RealReal thing. The cons are, I think the pricing is off on some things. I think their knowledge is pretty great, pretty wide, but there's certain items that they're not very knowledgeable about, like those Gianvito Rossi shoes, black python mules. The knowledge was not there for those, and they gave them away. I would have made more than that on my commission on Poshmark had I have taken a lowball offer. But he didn't, and you know, I also stated in my listing the appropriate size for those, and I would not have gotten a return like they got a return, and we'll probably get a second return. I don't know. I'm waiting to see. If they just sold again, they should have already been delivered, so I'll update you on that one, because honestly, I would like for them to just send those shoes back to me, and I would make a lot more money accepting a lowball offer on Poshmark on those. Another con is the communication with my personal rep. I wish it was better. I would have already sent in many more items that I have just sitting here that for some reason I can't move. And I think we should be able to talk to them more, the processing department, more on, you know, appropriate sizing and things like that, to avoid returns. So those are the cons. Not that many, right? The pros, which there are a lot, items sell quickly, almost immediately. My dog's gonna go off again. Just give me a second. But that, you know, they're selling pretty quickly. I appreciate that. Even if my commission is not as high as what I would make on Poshmark, they're selling, they're out of my inventory, I can get more inventory, right? And especially if they've been sitting forever, they're still, you know, and for me to relist them and keep continuously relisting them in Poshmark, I would rather go ahead and send them away, get what I could get out of them. Oh, she is just on a roll today. Anyway, shipping, okay, another pro. Shipping is easy, it's fast. My person sent me a label. Had UPS come pick it up from my house, so I didn't have to take it anywhere. So that was really nice. I don't know if that was because it was my first order putting in, but she also offered me that same service for the second order if I put one in. So I appreciate that. Another pro would be the communication with the processing team as far as when your items go live and when they sell. I appreciate that. So, you know, basically overall, I'm happy with the RealReal overall. I will not send in anything that I am not 100%, no doubt in my mind that it is authentic, because had I have sent in that handbag and they confiscated, I would have been pissed. So be careful with that part of it. You know, don't send in things that have a really high percentage of fakes in the market, unless you're absolutely 100% sure that they are authentic. And again, you got to trust the RealReal to make that snap decision. Well, I could not trust them on my first impression. So I won't be sending anything like that in for probably a long time, if ever. Yeah, I don't have that trust with them, because I don't think everybody that works there is as knowledgeable as they would like the whole world to see, as my experience went. So yeah, I mean, okay, so my first check, selling 2 items, okay, two is $121. Okay, well is it 121? Yeah, okay. That's what we pay for a DIY designer box for 7 items. I sold 2 items, and I have enough to buy 7 more items. So am I okay with what transpired this month with the RealReal? Absolutely. I'm happy, and I got my stuff out of inventory. Next month I've got already the other 2 sales pending for payout in November. So far I'm at $88, and that's with 5 more items just sitting there. So yes, for me it was worth it to send this stuff in. However, I do recommend, don't send them shit. Make sure your items are clean, make sure they're not torn, make sure they don't need to be resold or retapped. Do your diligence. I mean, unless you like selling flawed items, if you like selling flawed items, you're better off just leaving them on Poshmark and putting it in the description box that it's flawed. My impression of the RealReal is people are buying stuff on the RealReal. They're expecting a little bit higher level of service. And if you send in shit, and I'm going to keep saying that word shit because I don't think it's inappropriate on YouTube, you're going to get a lot of returns. I am so going to get her. I can't even see my pause button. Anyway, you get what you give is what I'm saying. But not always. You know, keep in mind that, you know, if you're not sure that something is authentic, and unless you're willing to lose it not ever knowing if it is truly authentic, don't send it in. You know, and if you don't care, send it in. But I care. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I've tried to keep this whole video just specifically into one topic, because you know how I get. I talk a lot. Today's October 12th. I am going to say one thing that doesn't have anything to do with the RealReal. This weekend, I am so excited. I am finally getting to meet one of my very special friends that I met here on YouTube, and we have talked for months and months and months. Shared a lot of information, you know, sent packages back and forth to each other. So Saturday, we are meeting halfway, and we're just spending the day together, and hopefully it's going to be a great day. I hope this video airs. I hope that she'll let me take a few little videos. I think we're just going to go antiquing, maybe go to some estate sales. You know, there's no Goodwill outlet where we're going. We're just going to have a fun girls' day. And I am so excited. For one, to meet her. I get to get out of this little hodunk town of mine, have a little break from the kids, the grandkids, the dogs. I'm just really excited. And I'm not going to say who it is. If she wants to chime in on here, she can. If she wants to stay anonymous, she can. So you may or may not get some footage of my little girl's day out. I am so excited. I can't wait. When I get off here, I'm going to make some soap. Today is a difficult day for me, and so this year I am trying to keep myself busy on this day. Yesterday I had a good down day in preparation of today, and just a little bit, you know, the child I lost 38 years ago, today is her birthday, and you know, although it gets easier over the years, you don't ever forget. And I do have, you know, a day or two during this month and in March, the date of her death, that I tend to go under a rock. Well, I'm not going to do that this year. I'm tearing up a little bit, which is expected and normal. But I'm not going to crawl under a rock this year. Because I usually do for, you know, a couple days to a week sometimes. So anyway, so I decided to do this video today, so I would have to force myself to get dressed and put on makeup and be productive, because that's what she would have wanted me to do. Anyway, thumbs up for the RealReal. Yes, I will send more things in once they get my person straightened out. I don't like to call and make complaints. I will send her one more message. If she doesn't respond, then I will send another message to someone else asking for a different person for me, because like I said, I need that communication, which is, you know, not often, but when I have something to say or a question, I expect my person to answer, because they're making money off of what I'm sending in, and that is their job. Other than that, I am extremely happy with being able to buy a whole another 7-item designer box for selling 2 items that I got in a designer box. I mean, that's like a no-brainer. And I don't have to sit on them for another year. Perfect, right? I think so. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. Yes, I recommend the RealReal. Just know what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. That's why it took me so long to do it, is because I wanted to be able to have enough knowledge where I didn't have any problems with them. And I highly recommend that you do that, because they don't always hold your hand through it. All right, now that I got them quiet, I can say goodbye. I'll be back again soon. I don't know what I'm going to do. Unfortunately, I cleaned a Gucci handbag, and I should have filmed it because it came out beautiful. I didn't film it, so I don't have anything to bring you except for pictures of before and after. I should have filmed it, because you know how they get that sticky on the vintage Gucci handbags, the lining gets real sticky. I found a way to clean it, and it came out pristine, and I have it for sale in my Poshmark. I should have filmed it. I apologize. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to bring, but I will bring you something soon. I'm still not ordering anything. I'm still listing like crazy. I'm 170 listings in already this month on the 12th. And I'm hoping to do another 500 before the end of the month, just because I need to get through my death pile, which is like bigger than my house, I feel like. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. If you have a lot of designer items, and you know, some things you don't even think are designer is on their list. Look at their list, check it out, give them a shot, because I mean, if they're sitting in your house taking up space and you can't go buy more because you don't have well, shoot. I'll have to cut that out. Obviously, now I'm going to have to go through photo editor. I was like always upstairs, so I was cussing at the dogs, and I will remove that. They're barking at nothing. The leaves are falling. They're falling off the trees and they're barking at the leaves, falling down through the air. Silly, silly, silly dogs. Anyway, I am going to go with that. Thank you for watching my video today. I hope you try the RealReal. Just be cautious. For going in initially, be cautious. To me, it was totally worth it to go ahead and do it. So I will talk to you guys later. Next time, Lily out.